All right. It is time to look at Harmony 1 because it has done what we wanted it to do, and it is heading onwards and upwards to the moon. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with this chart, and I'm going to have a look at why I think it's so bullish and why I think that it is just going to keep on moving onwards and upwards. Yeah. All right. So, Harmony 1, like and subscribe if you love the Harmony 1 stuff. We did a video the other day, and it's probably my most watched video, and it was around this day, 5th of March, and I saw what was going on, and we'd kind of done this cup, and we were going to hit all-time highs, and I thought it was going to pop on the way through, and I thought it was super bullish, and I thought it's going to run because of, the accumulation that it took. So it did pop, but it popped backwards very quickly, and it gave us that tiny little handle, and then now you've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 days of solid growth out of there. And you can see over here that while everything's red, we've got a couple of things that are green, one reef. So yeah, there's a few that had been accumulating while the others were running, and I think it is Harmony 1's turn. And just looking backwards at this chart, from the 8th of January, where it showed us that it was bullish, pulled back, accumulation zone, and then the 28th of Jan, it popped through, right? So if you accumulate in here, you're sitting very, very pretty, So it ran fairly quickly up to that 3 cents, but then recently you've had this opportunity. So if you've managed to add to your bags at the 1.8, 1.7 that it offered up, that was a super prime opportunity to run, because like I said in my last video next up here at the very end, for those that did watch to the end, I've got this target of 16 cents in the near, short, medium term, because from this breakout here of this line, of this accumulation, I drew a fractal up to there, and I've kind of planted that over there, and that's what it's giving me. So that, at the bare minimum, if it does that move again, that's where we're heading. Now, I know a lot of you out there have probably got bigger numbers in your head, and I'm not saying they're not going to be reached, but I kind of look at a couple of steps ahead. I don't put my heads in the clouds, because that just wrecks you. Basically, I think you take one step at a time, and I think the good thing to do, especially if you're a trader, now if you're a hodler, different story, but if you're a trader, this is a risk-off zone, So if you accumulate it here, and let's say your strategy is to hold 100,000 of them, you might buy 200,000, risk off half here, so the 100,000 that you want to hold are risk-free now, and you've taken some profits, So that's what I'm talking about when I have these kind of targets, So I may risk off some of my bag at this point, depending on what's going on in the rest of the market, and smash it down into maybe game credits if that hasn't ran yet, or if EOS still hasn't ran, or even if XRP hasn't still ran, I may use coins like this to kind of put the 10, 20 bagger into a one that still has a 5x to an all-time high, possibly. Anyway, that's Harmony over Tether. It's a beautiful chart. It's playing the chart pattern exactly the way it should. Long-term accumulation, breakout from like a downtrend after a kind of a pop, pushes its way through, accumulation through a cup and handle in like a 2 or 3 week period, tiny little handle, and then bang, it's out of there in price discovery. So I wouldn't be surprised to wake up in the morning and see that that's traveled quite far. Reef, not as bullish, but the fact that today, after this long accumulation zone, and you can see how deep it corrected with Bitcoin in Bitcoin's last correction, so it's kind of gone pretty much in half. And 50% corrections are quite normal in crypto, so it didn't really scare me. I think I just kind of added all the way down. Now, probably a bit disappointed that I didn't get all of it down here in the 2.3 cents. But, you've got to think about Reef like something like 1. There was this 0.5 cent range where it spent a lot of time accumulating. And then look where it's at now, pushing up into 6 cents. So Reef, once again, it spent a lot of time accumulating in this 2.3 to 3.9 cent range. So if you can get anything in there, that's where, once it breaks out over 5 cent there, bang, it's off. It's off to the races. So that's the way I see the good old Reef token, as potentially going to find some resistance here at 4.5, maybe 5 cents, and kind of dip back again. But once it gets past this 6 cents, this upper resistance, then we are off to the races. And the last one I want to look at is my absolute favorite, Hathor. Once again, and if 1 is the perfect chart, this is the pristinest, most pristine chart. Once again, new coin, downward kind of resistance line. So these things are bullish in a bull run, right? It could be bearish in a bear market, but there's this kind of downward line and it's trying to break out. It's most of the pressure is on the upward edge of that line until finally it grinds its way down to the triangle, fires on out of there, bit of a pullback, makes its kind of all-time highs, big cup, hasn't even offered up much of a handle really. You have to kind of go to the 4-hourly to realize that it's not a handle, it's kind of like a sideways move at the upper level of all-time high resistance, and then bang to the kind of to the new price discovery. Now maybe there's a little tiny bit of a pullback on the on the 4-hourly, like tiny little wincy, kind of hold my pinky finger on the handle. So yeah, I'm very, very looking forward to once again seeing 129 breached and then pushed well into this $1.60 region for Hathor, which should be kind of some good targets for me. And once again, decision time: do I risk off, take some profits, push it down into some other things, or potentially the other thing is if this corrects a little bit more and say 1 ran away, I might even put some 1 into Hathor and kind of claim, top up this bag, because I think Hathor, 100 million market cap, is it like 200 million? I'm not sure. Back here it was probably 100 million market cap, so if it's to go to a billion market cap, you're looking at a $10, $20 coin. So even though it's done 4 or 5x already, 10, 20x is on the cards. So geez, I'm loving that I've found these couple of coins, these One, Reef, and Hathor Networks. I think they could potentially just really round out my portfolio. I've got the big bag of XRP, a big bag of VET, and then I've got these couple of smaller ones, and then game credits, I'm super bullish on, but to me it's just one of those ones that's going to pop at the very end. So it's just whether or not I'm going to smash profits down into it, or just leave it where it is now and just kind of walk away with whatever it goes to and take profits at all-time highs or just beyond. So we'll see. And either way, very excited about the coming, even waking up tomorrow and or, the coming week, because if we look at Bitcoin, it is flirting with its all-time highs, and you can see here, even the last time it broke out, it wasn't even flirting with its all-time highs. It kind of retraced and then flew on out of there. So at least this time, it's kind of consolidating with its all-time highs. I've got this kind of short-term trend line here that if it did break through that, I'd want to see it find some resistance here. Otherwise, I think there's going to be a deeper correction. Ultimately, this thicker pink line here is the strongest resistance, and it could kind of bounce off that. But the fact that it's been low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low on the 4-hourly tells me that it wants to keep going. But we'll see. So I think Bitcoin runs, our Hathors, basically the whole market's going to run, but I think One and Reef and hopefully Pancake is going to run hard because they've been accumulating for so long. And we can all wake up very, very happy with our portfolios, not just in the green, but maybe looking a little bit moonish. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Bye for now. I've been Jared from Crypto Plan, and have a good one. Like and subscribe and all that stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.